This is the Simulation Football League on VFN. The Florida Storm are back here at home after a Week 1 victory, and they play here in Week 2, the only active team that currently has a better franchise win-loss record against them. It's the Sin City Samurai. Good afternoon, folks. I'm Tyler Falk. Welcome back to matinee SFL action for the first time in at least a year. Glad to have your company. I am joined alongside by the Hall of Famer, Eddie Gage. Eddie, what you got for us today?
SFL Nation, what up, though? Tyler is glad to be back in the booth, which is truly a pleasure. When I can get someone as elite as myself in the booth to call a game with me. But yeah, these two teams, you're right. Sin City, the only SFL team to have a plus 500 record against these Florida Storm. They held Florida to a combined 3 points last season through 2 games. Florida looking to bounce back.
Knocking Florida out of the playoffs in the semifinals en route to their second straight SFL championship appearance. And the Sin City Samurai lost last week to Albuquerque. They're looking for a little bit of revenge as they're in their all whites. Storm in their all navy blues as here we go in Week 2, here in the middle of the day. Here comes Sin City on the return, trying to make a nice spin move to get back toward the middle of the field is Shea Carroll. He gets all the way up to the 24-yard line. First time he's playing against his former team, or one of his former teams, I should say. And he gets the ball up to 24, and that is where Scar Patterson will take over. He had a touchdown and 2 interceptions last season. He was 8 of 12, 8 touchdowns, 12 interceptions last season. So not off to the best of starts. We'll see if he can change his fortunes here, and he'll start through the air passing, and that's tipped and nearly intercepted on the first play of the game by Florida's outside linebacker, Jesus Smith. And let's introduce you to the Sin City Samurai offense. Robert Johnson and Logan Lee are the tailbacks, Bill Cherry, and in front of them at fullback, Israel Adams, Al Dilprey, senior, Bob Long, and Shea Carroll at wide receiver. Tight end is Talon Steele. On the line, it's Jackson Burrito, Kira Cool, and Adam Chance. And Patterson going to tuck it and run off the left-hand side, has plenty of space and slides for a first down just shy of the 35-yard line.
On that slide there, often as a coach, hoping they slide a bit earlier to avoid the contact, but Scar Patterson wants to make sure he picked with the first down, and he just got it, Tyler.
And they will mark him at the 35-yard line, a gain of 11 yards for Scar, and that gets the offense their first down of the ball game, and pitch outside, blown up immediately. Logan Lee stopped for a loss of 5, and unfortunately for Logan Lee, he was held for under 50 yards last week against Albuquerque.
Yeah, and talking to Florida head coach Art Vanderlei, he said a key area to focus on this week in practice was containing those outside runs.
Not off to the best of start, but we'll see if his fortunes change again, just like Scar Patterson. They're looking for their first win of the season, and Patterson looking left side. Incomplete. Flag comes in late as the pass to Al Dilprey Sr. looked like it was broken up, but they will call pass interference on the coverage.
I don't like that call, Tyler. Both men are entitled to the football. It's not just the receiver. You're both entitled to that spot, and to me, that's a bad call.
Ryan Davidson is credited with the PI, and last week had an interception. He might have been looking for interception number 2 of the young season, but instead gives the Samurai a free first down all the way in between the 42 and 43-yard line. Split backfield here behind Patterson. 4-3 look out of the Storm defense. Patterson with a 5-man rush, deep shot middle, one-handed snag. There's Ryan Davidson with a good pick, and a flag comes in on one of the linemen. That might be a personal foul face mask. No, it's going to be blocking the back on Florida, so that return comes back, but Ryan Davidson will get the ball for Florida.
Yeah, he still gets the ball for Florida. It's going to be their ball on offense, and yes, blocking the back on a quarterback, too. Come on, that's unnecessary.
Couple of 50s making some pretty dangerous plays, but it's the navy blue one that gets tacked on with the infraction. So 2 penalties to begin the game here for Florida, but they still end up with the football, and out comes Ron Cochran, who last week was pretty serviceable, just under 70% completion percentage, 2 touchdowns and a pick, en route to Florida's Week 1 win. As they'll start on the ground, up the middle, that is Chris Comisac, leading rusher from a season ago at the fullback spot.
Yeah, the past few seasons here in the SFL, the former MVP taking a back seat to Bullet in terms of carries out of their power sets.
Might they be looking run here on the second play from scrimmage? They go to the Bullet. Boletsky off to the right-hand side, maybe a yard and no further. And now bring up third down as we quickly introduce you to the Storm offense. Ron Cochran, the quarterback. Charlie Bullet. Boletsky is the tailback with Chris Comisac at fullback. Stephen Bush, Caleb Giffus, and Art Vandelay are the wideouts with Rodney Smith and Ron Haynes at tight end. Randy Fatt III, Joseph Wade, and Greg McDonaldson line up in the trenches on the O-line. And here comes a third down run. Right side, Comisac denied. Just a few inches shy of the line to gain a hard hit by Bo Martin Jr. stalls the drive.
And they're going to challenge this call, and I think they're going to lose it, but the former Scorpion cornerback now playing safety over here in Sin City.
And so we will take a retroactive look at the play, brought to you by Retroid. Get your SFL console at GoRetroid.com. We'll go under the hood for the first time today.
Yeah, look at this on the replay. No, I don't think he got it, Tyler.
This is going to be tough. Here's a better angle of it. Bo Martin Jr. comes in with the hit, and I do agree with the ref's call here. Maybe just a half of a ball length short. Let's get the call officially.
And the play stands.
Good call by the officials, and Florida will lose a timeout. And so here comes Storm here on a fourth down early in the ball game, but you'd say right around midfield, a chance for him to go for it here, Eddie.
Not on their side of the 50, they won't.
Indeed, out comes the punting unit for the Storm. Marcus Agrippa, one of the best punters we have seen in the SFL for quite some time. His 11th season in the league and with the Storm. This one's another beauty. Gonna go and fall all the way inside the 20-yard line. And great job by Carroll just to get even a yard outside the 20-yard line.
4.3 seconds of hang time, allowing the gunners of the team to get down and make a play before they get a chance to go out there and get running.
Here comes the Samurai offense after the opening drive ended in a Ryan Davidson interception. We'll see if Sin City can dial up something here on their second drive. 5-man rush from Florida. Patterson underneath to a little post route to Bob Lung, and that's catch number 2 on the season for Lung and a first down.
Here's Scar Patterson spreading the love. I asked him in practice, who is your favorite receiver? He said, I don't have a favorite. My favorite receiver is the open one.
Yeah, just that one catch, like I mentioned earlier, for 17 yards in the loss to Albuquerque. And he gets on the score sheet here early with another 12-yard gain. He has never had a season above 100 yards receiving, so already on a good upward trajectory here to maybe surpass that amount as Logan Lee gets a 2-yard swing route.
Ryan Tobin, the middle linebacker, that was a long way to him to run from inside the hash marks over there to make that tackle. Very impressive for a middle linebacker to do.
Very wide here for Patterson here on 2nd and 8. Try and go to the run with Lee, who gets turned around, maybe only going to gain a couple yards. Good stop by Juan Mississippi. Let's meet the rest of his cohorts on the Storm defense. Deontay Stoneville, Alessandro Tamaello, Landon Oman, and Pete Mitchell are the defensive linemen. Jesus Smith, Juan Mississippi, Ryan Tobin, linebackers. Ness Ginkel, Ryan Davidson, Evan Carroll, Adam Jones, corners, Adam Francis, and Daniel Wright. The safeties in that pass over the middle is caught by Israel Adams. Good enough for another Samurai first down.
Former Houston Hyena now finds himself over here in Sin City, making a trip out northwest. Barely got that first down, Tyler.
No challenge this time from the sideline of Florida, and so the drive will be allowed to continue. A lot of nip and tuck passing here from Patterson here early, and they go back to the ground just to try and contain, or maintain, I should say, a little bit of offensive momentum.
You can see the difference in coaching philosophies defensively between Art Vanderlei and former head coach Max Paul. Art Vanderlei is a lot more aggressive.
Here comes a blitz again, pass middle, caught. Dillapre in traffic, able to haul that in, marked just a yard shy of the line to gain.
Was that Juan, Mississippi? I could have sworn he had a chance at picking that ball up. I don't know how it got past his hands.
Patterson does have a cannon on him, and he's showing it off here early. Two tight ends left. They try and run for the first down, and they will get it with Lee. Good stop up the middle by Andrew Francis, the strong safety.
I just keep looking at this, and it's just night and day, the defensive philosophy for Art Vanderlyn compared to Max Paul. Max Paul has never been this aggressive in his entire SFL tenure.
And we're seeing a lot of those blitzes, and here comes yet another one, or delayed one, as Rojo gets the call. He's able to slip out of one, but because they're already trying to send the blitz, the linebackers are already there near the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and Rojo, they're gonna need to, because Rojo and his partner, Logan Lee, both in top 8 in rushing attempts last season.
Tight coverage on those wide receivers, top of your screen. Pitch out in that direction for Lee, trying to fight off Mississippi, and he will slide forward as he's being tackled close again to the marker. It'll bring up 3rd and short.
Florida very fortunate at that time. They brought the blitz up the middle, and the safeties were in man coverage in a cover 0 defense. Had he breaking that tackle, it would have been a foot race to the end zone.
3rd and 1. They went on the ground last time for a first down. Do they do it again? Pitch near side. On the move. Past the 30. Close to the 25-yard line. Goes the Samurai. Backup fullback Terrell Smith.
And that time, Florida guessed wrong. They were thinking outside run, but they ran to the weak side. But the toss came to the strong side of the field. Easy pickup for a first down.
They're varying their angles of attack, this rushing attack here for the Samurai. Can that continue as the defense adjusts to the Bob Lung, the man in motion? Run middle Lee, and he is again tackled behind the line by this linebacking core of Florida. Jesus Smith on the stop.
A lot of teams across the SFL, I talked about this last week, Tyler. A lot of teams are letting it go with a lot of cover 0 here in week 1. That's very brave.
Second TFL already here for this Florida defense. Patterson, middle, caught. That's a gain of 10, a good pickup for the Samurai as Patterson connects with his tight end steal.
Patterson's just sharing the ball to, like we said a moment ago, whoever is open. That time, Talon Steele found himself one-on-one, matched up against a linebacker.
And here we go again here, Eddie. Another 3rd and 1 upcoming here for the Samurai offense. They've converted already on 3 of them, and Logan Lee's going to convert on a 4th one as he spins away out of a tackle to gain extra yards.
Second consecutive 3rd down play in which Florida was guessing outside run, but once again, they guessed on the wrong side of the field. Easy pickup.
A very good drive. This drive started at the 7:44 mark. We're already on our 14th play of the drive as we close it on the 2-minute mark as Patterson goes down. Could not see Deontay Stoneville coming off the edge, and it's a loss of 5.
A loss of 5, and Florida brought the blitz. It's a zone dog look. No one's open. Scar Patterson forced to eat it.
Almost like it was a matter of time for this pressure from this Florida secondary to get home. Patterson took 3 sacks in the loss last week to Albuquerque as he floats it to Rojo on the outside. Mississippi's there, and he is going nowhere. Stopped at the line of scrimmage.
First, we saw Ryan Tobin get out there in space, which is very difficult to do for an inside linebacker. Outside linebackers, not so much. Easy play. Listen to this crowd.
The eye getting loud. Heavy blitz coming. Patterson deep, middle, incomplete. Looking. His intended target being Bob Lung, and that'll force a Samurai field goal attempt.
Had him open. All he had to do was hit his inside shoulder, but the pass was just behind him. Not as much time as he would like to settle his feet because of the blitz, and as a result, Sin City's going to look to score first with a field goal attempt.
Here is the kick from Charles Franz, the rookie kicker. He was 1-1 last week, and he's 1-1 here today. And the Sin City Samurai strike first here on the road. It is 3-0. If you're new to the Simulation Football League, welcome. The SFL is football for everyone. Get off the sideline and start your player today by joining our Discord server at simfl.net. Click the Join the Community button and begin your career, or just to meet the stars of the SFL on or off the field. It's never too late to get involved. And just like all these players get involved, the Sin City defense wants to get involved here and come up with another stop. And let's go ahead and meet them, shall we? Gary Burney, Mike Gall, LL Volt, and Rose Steele are the defensive linemen, with Gary Clem, Kevin Brackett, and Mark Kronick at linebacker. Evan Lacey, Terrence Pearson, and Joshua Durer make up the corners today, with Zachary Hamburger being out. And J.J. Bailey and Bo Martin Jr. and Kanye Rockefeller are the safeties. Cochran will look to throw for the first time today. Flips it out to Beletsky on the outside. He's going to be spun down after a good pickup of 5.
Beletsky led the team in catches last season, and Florida's a really careful team you have to decide to blitz against, because they have no problem checking it down to the tailback to pick up 5 yards.
When you're thinking about passing, you usually think about north and south, not so much east and west. And Florida, like you were saying, one of the best teams to do that last season, as Comisac gets the call, trying to stretch it outside, but an authoritative tackle on the outside there by Gary Clem denies him any forward progress.
Gary Clem left for a couple of seasons for Louisiana, but came back once they had an overhaul this offseason, and he looks like he did not miss a beat.
3 wide and offset eye here behind Cochran on 3rd down. They failed to convert on 3rd down last time. Flip out near side. Art Vandelay, nothing doing. Maybe a gain of 2 as the defense is there again. And it's 4th down and a second punt opportunity here for Agrippa.
Art Vandelay just not having a magic here early on this season that he did last season. For whatever reason, he's just been slow out of the gate offensively.
And that will bring us to the end of the first quarter. It is 3-0 here early in a quick-moving game. Sin City 3, Florida nothing. Aerial coverage of today's game is brought to you by Dags Droneworks, aerial photography and videography services for real estate, events, marketing, and more. Learn more at dagsdroneworks.com. A look of the Broward Center for the Performing Arts here in Florida, right off of 5th Avenue in Fort Lauderdale. Saw the musical is on stage tomorrow through the 14th, if you're in the Fort Lauderdale area, in case you're into that sort of thing. As we get set to go here, welcome back to SFL on VFN. I'm Tyler Falk alongside Eddie Gage. Glad to have your company here for this Saturday matinee game. And it's been a pretty nip and tuck one. The Sin City offense has maintained a lot of time possession here early, Eddie, and the defense, well, they've done enough to really control the game up to this point.
They did. Again, Cam just highlighted on that moment ago, total plays being dominated here early on by Sin City.
33 to less than 10, if I remember correctly. Something like that, and here comes Sin City to add a few more onto that. I'll start with a run from Logan Lee. He gains minimal yardage, maybe a yard before Ryan Tobin is there.
For the first time in a long time, the linebacking core for Florida has been pretty consistent in terms of returning to Florida, because for a long time it's been a problem for him.
Patterson, quick drop middle, and he just overshot everyone in the middle of the field. Looked like a few slants were coming there to maybe attack the football, but so was the defense.
Looked like that ball was headed for Talon Steele, but unfortunately the pass was just off the mark.
This will bring up a 3rd and longest 3rd down attempt of the game so far here for Sin City. Blitz coming, pass caught. Shea Carroll beyond the marker to about the 42-yard line.
Second time, Shea Carroll has moved the chains here for Sin City.
But just take a look again. When you send the pressure, you're usually you only have a few guys back to stop those routes. And right now, Patterson's been able to find his target.
He has, because his offensive line is doing a great job of picking up the blitz.
There's the last 10 passing attempts for Patterson after that interception. Really good. 7 of 9 after that. And Logan Lee and his struggles continue on the ground here early in the season.
The runs to the outside, they're doing a great job of containing, but it's over the top where Florida's defense is getting beat at.
9 attempts for 9 yards. That's a yard per carry. Much less than his average a season ago, which was 4.5. Flip out near side. Nothing doing. Might even lose him a few more yards. Mississippi on the tackle.
I like the line stunt Florida did right there. I wish we got a replay of it, because that was absolutely beautiful. They actually spread the offensive line out and forced them all to go hat on a hat, and it led to the pass rush.
Third and the panhandle of Florida to go at this point here for Sin City. Patterson almost rolls right into a sack and just chucks it deep to avoid taking a sack, and they will punt for the first time today.
Florida continues to bring the blitz on 3rd and long. That time they brought a Greyhound Zero, they call it here in the SFL, bringing corners off both edges. No matter which direction Scar Patterson decides to roll to, there's going to be someone out there waiting to take his head off.
Charles Franz on to punt this one away here for Sin City. Fair catch called for near the 22-yard line by Vandalay. He hauls that in without any trouble. So we've made it to 2025, and that means the 2025 SFL convention is right around the corner. It's headed to Baltimore, kicking off the league's 25th anniversary season, July 10th through the 14th. Join SFL Nation at the rooftop pool of our host hotel, the Hyatt Regency, looking out into Baltimore's Inner Harbor. You can reserve your room now at the special group rate at simfl.net. First carry of the game for Art Vandalay will go for no yards. Gary Clement on the stop. And we talked a little bit about it in pregame here, Eddie, but Sin City has Florida's number, the only team to hold Florida to 10 or fewer points in multiple games.
Multiple games. Showing blitz up the middle.
Here comes that blitz, nothing doing. Charlie Boletsky losing 3, goes by bullet now, and it brings up 3rd and long.
And as a veteran quarterback, Ron Cochran has to see they're blitzing right up the A gap. You got to audible out of that and attack a different area of the field.
Florida is 0 for 2 on 3rd downs to begin this game. Cannot afford to go 0 and 3 deep in their own territory. Play action. Cochran looking middle. That's caught. That's a good first down to Ron Haynes, the tight end.
Ron Haynes, the tight end, Mr. Do-It-All. You talk about a Mr. Do-It-Yourself toolkit. Ron Haynes, he's an active player in chat. He does stats for his team. He does work for the SFL as a whole behind the scenes. He's just a do-it-all type of individual.
Do-It-All doing stats for us here today alongside James Walters and DJ Kilgannon. Thank you, boys, for keeping us updated, doing a great job in stats here today as Florida moves the chains. Cochran with an offside eye behind him, looking to throw outside, near side. Boletsky gained 4 yards before he's brought down, and a little slow to get up, but does eventually roll to his feet.
Plays like that are a perfect example of why Florida's quarterback Ron Cochran is first all time in completions. He doesn't have to make the 30-yard gain all day. He takes what you give him, and that time it was 4 yards.
Here's a run up the middle, and this is more what we were looking for out of the storm. Seems like they were slow to get going, but now the offense is clicking. Chris Komisak, first down.
You can hear the crowd the moment he got past the line of scrimmage. They were happy and excited because it's the first time he's gotten that clean of a look through the line all game.
That moves the ball all the way up to their own 44-yard line. Nickel look out of the Sin City defense. And Florida will run with Boletsky, trying to bounce it out to the numbers, and he will gain only 2.
You don't see a lot of teams across the SFL dial up that play. I think it was strong outside zone or something like that, because you're asking your running back to go across the other side of the field, and it takes a good offensive line to contain for that long.
Need a bit more agile line, a bit more speed to get out there, especially if the defense tries to send a stunt out there, which is what Sin City did. And now they go the opposite way. Comisac, plenty more blockers this time as Sin City gets to the opposite way and pick up another first down.
Consecutive run plays for this Florida rushing attack, and they're starting to gain some momentum.
Best drive of the game so far. It was 2 quick 3-and-outs for the Storm. Now coming up is play number 8. Try and run near side, nothing doing. And while that Vandalay run may have worked this past season, it's not working here today.
Yeah, and the right tackle failed him on that play. He got pushed back about 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage, which resulted in that play going nowhere.
7 on the line here for the Storm here on second down. And wow, Vandalay this time looked like he was shot out of a cannon. 8-yard pickup.
And this time, the offensive line gets back to what got them success early in this drive, getting great penetration.
Third and short now. Here for the Storm. Another run. Comisac bounces it out behind his lineman and picks it up. Third first down run on this drive for Chris Comisac.
This Florida offense gaining some momentum here, trying to punch it in, but still just outside of field goal range. But right now they're thinking 7 the way this offense is moving down the field.
Florida was 0 of 2 on third down in the first quarter. They are 2 of 2 on third down now here in the second, but that run goes nowhere.
Might have lost half a yard.
What do they dial up here on second down as we tick under the 3.5-minute mark? 8 men in the box here for Sin City with the corners shuffling toward the inside. 5-man rush, blitz coming. Cochran looking for a screen, and he couldn't do it. The ball hits off the helmet of the linebacker and falls harmlessly to the turf. Clem in coverage.
Clemens made a number of plays here early on. They're happy to have him back here, and they are lucky that pass was not picked off, Tyler.
Clem taking a one-season sabbatical, you could say, over to Louisiana. Now coming back after Louisiana folded. Now Florida come out with a bunch set to the right-hand side. Cochran with time, pumps once, looking for more trouble, but Michael is all over him and brings him down for a sack, knocking him well and truly out of field goal range.
They were already on the edge of field goal range, but this is truly going to knock him out of it. And Michael coming up with the first sack of the day for Canton. They couldn't come at a better time.
First sack of the day, first sack of the season for Michael, and it couldn't have come at a more punctual time, as here comes Agrippa to try and pin the Samurai deep in their own half. And this one is a good one, angling toward the 2-yard line. Could not do it any better if you tried. They'll mark him officially at the 3.
There's a reason that Florida continues to pay this man. The guy's making $1.2 million as a punter, and that's a great reason why right there.
Patterson in the shadow of his own goalpost to start this drive. Start with an eye and try to run with Lee. Lee out of 1, bouncing off wimpy tacklers up for a gain of 4.
And Lee, it seems like no matter what position you put him in, he just fails to accept going down. He always is going toward the end zone, keeps his shoulder square, and finds a way to pick up yards when there's nothing there.
He's got that Wolverine-like energy, and will not take no for an answer. And this run going nowhere as Francis is there on the stop among others. And this will bring up a very critical third down.
For both teams, because if they fail to convert, Florida's going to get excellent starting field position. 2-minute warning.
That brings us the 2-minute warning. Score is the same as it was as we began the quarter. 3-zip. Samurai out in front. 2 minutes to go here in the first. This is the SFL on VFN. The eye getting loud here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. trying to will their defense to come up with a third down stop. Here as we begin the 2-minute warning here in this first half. Pitch out, Bill Cherry going nowhere. No gain, and the Florida defense comes up with a big stop. Daniel Wright forces the punt.
Former Minnesota legend over here with Florida a couple seasons now, and when that play first developed, I thought it was going to be a first down because Florida was weak on that side, but Daniel did a great job closing in on the football.
Charles Frowns will stand all the way back near the end line as he punts this one away. A high and shallow kick. This one going to give Florida excellent field position to the 37-yard line of Sin City.
All things considered, that was a great punt, backed up against his own end. But as we said, 37-yard line, Florida has to find a way to convert this into points.
We've seen 4 consecutive punts here since the midway point of the first quarter.
Draw.
Here we go, a run up the middle for Boletsky, and that's a gun draw. We very rarely see that, but it has become more prevalent here as we begin this season.
Yeah, I've seen Florida do it a couple times last season as well. Not one of my favorite plays, but you get what you can get out of it.
In a couple of yards, get closer to at least field goal range to try and tie it. 2 wideouts, 2 backs in the backfield. Here for Ron Cochran. We'll try and run. No, play action over the middle, tip, bottom picked. Back the other way, Evan Lacy gets his first interception since returning from retirement.
The ball bounced off of about 3 hands before Evan Lacy picked it up. Let's get a look at this on a replay. You want to talk about taking advantage of an opportunity. Don't allow the ball to hit the ground. Florida's already in excellent starting for field position, and you talk about taking the wind out of the sails of this crowd. That's how you do it.
Interception number 42 in Evan Lacy's career, and the drive stalls just before it can even get rolling here for Florida. Here comes Patterson, dump off near side Lee, trying to spin away from the tackler, and he cannot do it. Great stop by middle linebacker Tobin.
I think that was Jesus Smith, was it not?
There's a whole bunch of 50s on the field. Maybe it could have been Jesus Smith. You never know. 2nd and 7 now here for Sin City from just inside their own 20-yard line. 46 ticks to go and counting here in the first half. And they'll try and run again here with Lee, bouncing it right side and rolling for a few extra yards. But it seems like Sin City is very content with going into half only up by 3. And if I'm a betting man and looking at Jack's data and even seeing the last few matchups between these two teams, Eddie, I would have not put 50 as an over-under between these two teams.
Not at all.
Third run on the drive. Rojo is just going to muscle his way for it. First down, but that will probably be the final play of the half.
Going to be the last play of the half, and Canton. Do they seek another play in here, Tyler?
I wish, and Sin City now, as they're called, is not going to call a timeout. We will go into half with one of the lowest scores we have seen this young season. 3-0 Sin City over the Florida Storm. And you're a defensive guy here, Eddie. You must be loving this game.
Oh, absolutely. Are you kidding me? Despite Cam over there throwing a hissy fit about it, I love this matchup. Up 3-0 right now. Everything is going their way. Every time Florida seems to find a bit of momentum, as they did on that last drive, Sin City, I got to get that out of my head, just finds a way to remove all of that. Despite playing here on the road, they continue to find a way to shut up this crowd.
Aaron Cochran, 4 of 6 and 1 pick. Scar Patterson, 9 of 14 with 1 pick. Not a whole lot of movement. Maybe the second half brings some new life. And so just like the players, coaches, fans, and referees, we'll take a halftime break presented by Brakes GPT. Don't go anywhere.
You just pull the full-size Taylor Swift helmet. Shout out to all our Swifties. Travis Kelce. This is a Giants Lawrence Taylor.
Patrick Mahomes.
Chad Johnson with the Ocho Cinco.
We have a Drew Brees.
Is that an O.J. Simpson jersey?
An Aaron Rodgers.
Oh my goodness.
Break into the world of sports memorabilia collecting with Breaks GPT, featuring signed football jerseys, helmets, photos, and more. Breaks GPT offers you the shot at winning autographed and authenticated sports memorabilia at a fraction of the price. Join the community of collectors on our Breaks GPT Facebook page and lock in your shot at hitting a humongous headliner on our site, breaksgpt.com. And boom, we're underway here for the second half. 3-0 score line. Tyler Falk and Eddie Gage here on the call. Happy to have your company as Art Vandelay bouncing out right side. He's only got the kicker to beat. He got on his way. Just when you need a spark of life in a game, Art Vandelay delivers. Touchdown, Florida Storm.
It couldn't have come at a better time, Tyler. And I thought for a couple times that Sin City was going to find a way to contain him and get him out of bounds, using the sideline to get him out. But Art Vandelay showing the athleticism, refusing to be denied, pulled out his own do-it-yourself toolkit and got Florida the lead.
Big play, Vandelay, cry the stats truck, and I couldn't agree more. That is our Breaks GPT breakaway play of the game, brought to you by Breaks GPT, sports memorabilia breakers and collectors. You never know whose autographed helmet or jersey you might hit. Check them out at breaksgpt.com. It is now Florida right on top, right off the bat to begin the second half, and we go back to SFL headquarters and Cameron Irvine for a game break. More excitement here in the matinee day.
Thank you, Tyler. 4th and 1 here in Baltimore in the third quarter. Jet Zero puts a move on Baltimore, but then gets hurt at the end of the play. He has not yet returned to action, and the Vultures lead the Toros 20-7 late in the third.
Fumble.
Back to you.
Ball pops free. Thank you, Cam. But Fenderson is able to jump on it for Sin City, and so they will retain possession. But a very uncharacteristic fumble from Jake Carroll.
Strong safety, Scott McGanahan, I hope I'm saying his name correctly, just failed to fall on the football. He was standing right there next to it, looking at it.
So how do the Samurai respond to the opening half kickoff return touchdown from Vandelay? They come out here in the eye. 9:41 as we're just beginning here the second half, and Logan Lee, well, he did well enough to get back to the line of scrimmage, but Florida, I think, has had enough of getting stopped for less than 10 points a game and having Sin City walk all over them.
They still got more work to do.
Just at any time, both these dangerous tailbacks, Lee and Johnson, can just go off at any time. And here comes Robert Johnson, and he is bottled up rather quickly by Ryan Davidson, who came away with a pick in the first half.
Anytime they've run to the outside, Florida has a man over there just waiting for him. But Sin City has beat them over the top. They have to find a way to get back to that if they're going to put points on the board.
Ray wide and a tight end in the opposition as Patterson rolls, fires over the middle. Great coverage. Incomplete as Patterson was trying to find Bob Lung, and Evan Carroll denies the pass.
I keep harping on this, but I got to give credit to the man. You want to talk about refusing. We're seeing defensive out here that mighty Max Paul has never played. He is very aggressive out here on all phases.
It forces one of the very few punts of the game for Sin City. They're only their third of the game as Vandelay trying to make another spectacular return, and he lost the football, but they will recover. Genko on the recovery, the rookie able to spare Vandelay's blushes.
The rookie showing why that Florida has him on a special teams unit. That ball had 2 Sin City defenders surrounding it, but they failed to corral the football.
It's like that football has a whole bunch of like banana peels on it. It's like Vandelay already squeezed all the juice out of special teams on that kickoff return, so everyone on special teams now has to fumble the football, I guess. 8:34 to go now in the third quarter as Cochran lines up and hands off to the Bullet, and Bullet is able to bounce it out for a gain of 3 up to the 40-yard line.
Up to the 40, and can Florida keep this momentum going after that kickoff return for a touchdown because the crowd suddenly has gotten electric.
Now playing with the lead, maybe they are a bit more comfortable. Maybe they can get into a rhythm. Didn't really see that much before the one drive that ended in an interception. That Comisac gets hampered by one of his blockers, and he will pick up a few yards, but could have had more.
He was knocking down Sin City defenders as well as his teammate in front of him. Equal opportunity employer.
Maybe equal opportunity here in the play calling. Pass play. Cochran, deep bomb, nearly picked. Nearly threw it right to Evan Lacey, who could have had his second pick of the day. Instead, Florida will punt.
I'm not sure if Art Vanderlei got knocked off his route or what, because Ron had a clean pocket. There was a defender within 4 yards of him. He somehow overthrew the ball by about 6 yards.
Here comes Marcus Agrippa. Here for another punt, another beautiful punt that will start with the return behind the 20-yard line. And great job for Carroll, who maintains control of the football all the way down to the turf, gets up to the 24-yard line. And boy, even though Florida has the lead, Sin City's offense has been really the only producers of the game.
So far, that's correct. I mean, look at the total yards by both teams. Both teams held under 100 yards of total offense through 2+ quarters.
Two well-defensed, coached teams. And it continues here. Patterson, wide open catch. Israel Adams, that's a quick mover of the chains.
Quick move of the chains, and the first time we've called his name in a while, only his second completion on 3 targets.
And now they go back to work from the 40-yard line. But backfield being broken up as Bill Cherry goes out to a familiar spot in the field. He used to play tight end all the way back with St. Louis, now Motor City, now Washington. As Logan Lee gets the call, gains yardage of about 4 up the left-hand side.
I love the way that Sin City uses him in their offense. For the past several seasons, he's been a big bruising fullback. They use him to set up blocks for Rojo and company. They get him out in space. He catches passes out in the flat. He does it all.
I still miss his nickname, the smallest tight end in the league. He only at 6 foot. As Cherry, he's saying, I'm a fullback now. I'm going to break a couple tackles and pick up a first down. How about that from the workhorse?
Just talking about him, the guy, look at him. I mean, he's just all padded up over there. Got the big bruising, knee pads on, thigh pads, because he knows he's going to get tackled low because he's such a big man. Gets up with pride after picking up only 5 yards, but don't tell him that. To him, he just ran 50.
It's a strong first down carry for Bill Cherry as he takes a much-needed rest on the Sin City sideline as they now move into Florida territory. Blitz coming, Patterson middle, Adams caught and thrown down by Jesus Smith after a pickup of 8 yards.
And he put both his hands above his head, knowing he's going to get hit in the rib cage, and still brought that ball in. Very impressive.
Second and short here for the Samurai offense. Try and run, blitz coming. Lee has not been able to pick up too much, but he does just enough this time to pick up another Sin City first down.
Keeping the chains moving, keeping Ron Cochran on the sidelines. Ron Cochran only has 7 attempts in this ball game through 2.5 quarters.
Patterson back to the air now, looking middle. Adams holds it in somehow. Disregards the hit and picks up our nice hands catch of the game. Brought to you by Retroid. Play the only video game with your player in it. SFL 4K 23.
Perhaps Israel Adams' agent called over to the sidelines and says, hey, if you want us coming back for a consecutive season over here from Houston, you're going to get my man the ball a bit more often. And now they're targeting him.
Halfway through now, this third quarter play. Blitz coming from the linebackers, and they just shot through that offensive line with reckless abandon. Jesus Smith with a 4-yard loss.
Jesus Smith with the arm sleeves on. I've never been a big fan of it on a linebacker. They should be out there showing off all their muscles. But you keep playing, making plays like that, I don't care what you put on.
Spencer Falau and Jackson Burrito could not comprehend the blitz coming from Florida that time and allows Patterson to be sacked for the second time in the game. Now with 5 total sacks against Scarp Patterson through just 2 games. Back to pass, another blitz coming. This one hauled in cleanly inside the 20. They trot into the red zone. It'll be 3rd and 4.
You said cleanly, but he had a defender draped all over him.
Oblong second catch, and I think cleanly. Eddie thinks a little bit sloppy, but maybe you at home can be the deciding factor. Was that clean? Was that sloppy? You tell us. Bill Cherry, wide open lane to get inside the 10-yard line. 1st and goal, Sin City. One of the easiest runs Bill will have today.
He did, and watch this job by the right side of the offensive line. Pinned the defensive end. I'm not going to say his name because his wife may be watching, but he got pinned inside and had no chance of making a play on the football.
1st and goal from just inside the 6-yard line. 8 men in the box here for the Storm as they're expecting a run. Lee trying to bounce it out, but he is stopped maybe just 2 yards shy of the line to gain. Alessandro Tamiello on the tackle.
Sin City has dominated time possession, and here they are late in the 3rd trying to put their first touchdown on the board. You want to talk about resilience. Look at this formation.
Oblong in at tight end to the right side along with 2 other tight ends. Robert Johnson into the end zone. Touchdown, Robert Johnson. He now moves into 19th all-time in rushing touchdowns in the SFL history.
Fought off inside linebacker Ryan Tobin to get into the end zone and just took him for a 3-yard ride. Free of charge.
Moves past Ash Odom for his 82nd career rushing touchdown as they move on the 51st play from scrimmage for Sin City. They retake a 3-point lead with 3:09 to go. It's 10-7 Samurai. Week 2 of the SFL Season 24 rolls on tonight at 7:45 p.m. Eastern with Nashville going to Carolina. Can the Skyhawks rekindle some life from last season after being shut out in the opening weekend? And then following, DC goes to Indianapolis, all right here on the Virtual Football Network. And Vandelay will just wisely take a knee deep in his own end zone. And they will start this next drive on the 20-yard line.
I know Mighty likes to keep things close to the vest and have a strong running game with occasional passing. But I think if they're going to score points in this game, they're going to put the ball through the air. 7 pass attempts, just not enough.
Took the words right out of my mouth, Eddie. He's only 4 of 7 with a pick today, and the run game hasn't really been getting going. Maybe just under 50 yards here for the running back tandem, and that pass is going to lose a yard as Ron Haynes hauls it in.
Hauls it in, but unfortunately his momentum took him out of bounds before he could turn the corner.
Now from the 19-yard line. Now some work to make up and do. 7 men in the box as Sin City come out in a 4-3 look. Cochran with a 4-man rush, flip out right side, and the defense was ready for it. They will lose another yard as Boletsky just trots out of bounds to the 18.
Last week, Sin City suffered their worst loss probably in franchise history. But here they are bouncing back against the 5-time world champion Florida Storm on the road in Florida, looking to make a statement.
Cochran with 4 wide receivers here on 3rd and long. Play action. Cochran unloads it into traffic, and Bush can't come down with it. Incomplete. And that will force a Florida punt.
And Sin City, as a result, is going to get great starting field position for this drive.
It's just not been the day for Cochran and company. And you said, hey, they should try passing a little bit more on this drive. They went 3 passes, 2 completions, 1 incomplete, -2 yards. The punt's away. Fair catch called for by Carroll at his own 42-yard line. That is where Sin City will set up shop for this next drive. And how many likes do we have on this video here, Eddie? Maybe 10, 20, whatever it is. It's not enough. Smash smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure you've got notifications on so you won't miss a minute of SFL and SFLM action, and help the channel grow through your support. Running play here from Lee. He gets bottled up behind his lineman, and he's going to, they're going to say he got back to the line of scrimmage, maybe losing half a yard.
Yeah, he definitely lost half a yard. Second down, and 10 are going to mark it. Not too often today that Sin City has been behind the chains.
Rojo dots the I, and he'll go out for a pass as Patterson caught Adams on the post route, diving underneath the safety for Patterson to get him the football.
That was Scar Patterson's best pass of the day. Look at the Florida defenders surrounding him, looking to take his head off. They are coming around the edge with bad intentions, but he keeps his head up downfield, identifies his target, and throws a strike.
He's not had a whole lot of time to throw today. Already a couple sacks against him, and he just under a whole bunch of duress. He's going to be under duress again, getting rid of that. Israel Adams again on back-to-back completions, and he hauls this one in with just one fingertip.
That time they lined Israel Adams at the tight end spot and threw it to him, knowing he's surrounded by a lot of guys bigger than him.
Second and short now here for Sin City. Linebacker showing blitz up the middle, and Lee trying to fight his way forward. He gains a yard, but Wright is there on the tackle, and it brings up 3rd and 1.
3rd and 1, and probably right on the edge of field goal range. Florida needs a big stop here.
They'll flip the formation here on 3rd and 1. Under a minute to go here in the 3rd quarter. Run, middle, Lee,
Nice.
Nothing. Great stop by the linebacker, Ryan Tobin. He was
Scott
on the
Patterson
line
is still
right
on
when
the
it
field.
began.
Oh, no, they're going to take the field goal. I apologize.
Patterson's on, but also here comes Charles
see it.
Franz to attempt a 50-yard attempt from the left hash. The rookie's longest attempt of his young career. Snap spot is good, kick is up, and he has the distance for a field goal of 50 yards. He's 2 of 2 today and pushes the lead out to 6 points.
It threw me off when I saw Scar Patterson was on the field, but they used him as the holder in this situation in case of, a fake field goal attempt, I'm guessing. But wow, I mean, I believe in a championship game, he hit the longest field goal in SFLM history, if not league history.
And he gets us going once again here. As here comes the return from Vandalay. Already has 1 kick return on the day, but this time gets stopped up at the 26-yard line. And I got to be talking, if I'm Art Vandalay, I got to tell our guys here, Eddie, we got to get out of this funk. We cannot get off the field on 3 plays again.
Yeah, because the defense is showing signs of fatigue, Tyler, and they got to put a drive together, if nothing else but to flip the field.
4 3-and-outs for this Florida offense. 5 drives have been less than 3 plays, or have been 3 plays from scrimmage or less. And here comes Boletsky out to the right-hand side, 5 yards. That will bring us to the end of the quarter. Get your 4s up in the stands and here in chat. It is 13-7, Sin City on top of the Florida Storm. You're watching the Simulation Football League on VFN. Stand by for station identification. Welcome back to the Simulation Football League on the Virtual Football Network, where virtual football lives. Glad to have your company here on VFN, the official network of the SFL, SFLM, and UFL, and so much more coming soon. And in this one here, week 2 of season 24 here in the SFL, Florida and Sin City. Comisac bulldozing run and finally ushered out of bounds. A great run from Chris Comisac, one of the longest runs, if not the longest run today.
New tight end for Florida, former Arizona Scorpion, Rodney Smith put on a great block to seal the edge.
Two wide receivers here for Florida. They try and run again. Up the middle. Oh my goodness, Art Vandelay, 11-yard pickup. Sin City caught completely off guard.
Ran right up the gut, and I tell you what, Art Vandelay has the speed to break one. Should he break that tackle, it's going to be a foot race to the end zone.
This is the right momentum now for Florida. Finally on track, you'd think. Still 0 points for this offense. They've been able to get close, but Sin City's been able to deny them even outside of field goal range. Here's the run. He fumbled the football, but it pops into the awaiting arms of Ron Haynes, who will go down for a 2-yard loss. Wow. Johnny on the spot.
Johnny on the spot. We talked about him being a jack of all trades, and apparently he's watching the football too. Bails out his teammate and picks up a fumble recovery that would have been a backbreaker for Florida had they lost it.
Haynes' vision working overtime here today. 2nd and 12, I formation here for Florida as Cochran will look to throw, rolling left, firing from the logo, incomplete, looking for Art Vandelay. Kanye Rockefeller there to deny him.
Kanye with a great pass breakup, and that's impressive as a safety. But do you know last week, Kanye Rockefeller with his interception tied yours truly with 108 interceptions, tied for first all time. Congratulations.
And how about this? He has only now become the 7th player in SFL history to reach the 1,500 tackle mark. As Cochran rolls on 3rd and long, needing a first down, and it hits the hands of Vandelay, and it falls incomplete. Another drive goes for naught for the Storm.
They just cannot sustain drives to even get in field goal range.
Is it early season jitters? Is it just that Sin City / Canton has Florida's number? As Agrippa will punt this one away, angling toward the numbers. And Shea Carroll will try and make a return from inside his own 5-yard line. And he gets up to the 11. He might have been a little bit more remiss to just let the ball fall into the back of the end zone.
Special teams coaches tell returners all the time, if it bounces at the 5 or inside, let it go.
So here comes the Sin City offense. Again, deep in their own territory for yet another drive. Run right side, Lee, and he tries to outfox the tackler, Jesus Smith, and cannot. A gain of 4 as we go back to SFL headquarters for another game break.
Thank you, Tyler. Big bounce back day for Baltimore today. Jack Wigmore finds Benji Matson on this touchdown. And the only thing that's not decided is the final score, but it's 27-7 Baltimore. Fort Worth is out of timeouts. Looks like the Vultures are getting to 1-1, and the South is losing their 2nd straight game this week. Back to you in Florida for a big 3rd down.
Thank you, Cam. It's good to see Baltimore back up to their old tricks, much to maybe the chagrin of at least the Toros this week and maybe the SFL entire. 3rd and 4 now. Here as Dillapre goes in motion to the slot near side. Patterson, middle, Israel Adams. He's been Mr. Sure Hands all game long, and he comes up with another catch and another first down.
Had Sin City not converted that 3rd down, they'd have been giving Florida excellent starting field position. But I'll tell you what, Tyler, on a side note, should Sin City go on to win this game, Israel Adams better get a game ball.
8 targets, 7 receptions, 89 total yards as we look at Patterson, who's now on a 7 consecutive straight completion mark. Blitz coming, Patterson, right side caught. Tight end Talon Steele for a gain of 3.
First time we've called his name in a while.
Only gotten 2 receptions up to this point. Targeted 4 times. It's 2nd and 7. Patterson in trouble again. 3rd sack of the game for this Florida defense. It's Juan Mississippi.
Juan Mississippi right up the C-gap, untouched, unabated to the quarterback, and he's getting up looking at his offensive line like, who missed their assignment?
Patterson's jersey again being dirtied. Third sack today. He had 3 sacks last week, and that's not a good stat for this offensive line. Pops one, 4th sack of the game. Alessandro Tamayo says night-night, and it's 4th down.
Picked up in the draft in season 14 while we were out in Boston. I remember calling him the steal of the draft. And here it is, 10 seasons later, still with Florida.
4 sacks by this Florida defense, and no one player has more than one. Stoneville, Tamayo, Smith, and Mississippi all with one here today as Vandalay gets the ball. Now does this offense finally wake up? Are they still in their preseason hibernation?
5 minutes and 55 seconds left in this ball game. Florida has all 3 timeouts, and as bad as their offense has looked, Tyler, should they score a touchdown here, they could take the lead here late in the 4th quarter.
And score more points than they have against the Sin City/Canton franchise in over 2 seasons. Flip out near side. Boletsky trying to out-muscle Evan Lacey for 4 yards.
27-7, the final in Baltimore. Baltimore gets their first win of the season. Fort Worth falls to 1-1.
How do the Toros lick their wounds after that? Stay tuned for more news on the Toros, probably coming up in week 3. I'll have to check and see who they're playing against. Eddie, do you know who they're playing against next week or who Baltimore's playing next season? Anywho, run up the middle. Chris Komisak, another gain of 4, 3rd and 3.
I do not, but I can do a little bit of research and figure that out for you in just a moment here, Tyler.
I appreciate that, and I could probably do the same thing too. We have a handy-dandy little sheet that Mike Daggs has for us. Now brings up a big 3rd down as we hit the midway point here in this 4th quarter, and they will try and run for it. Boletsky, great blocking inside the 40-yard line, and finally taken down by Kevin Brackett.
Biggest run clearly of the day. And I don't think we've called Kevin Brackett's name all game today, Tyler.
My goodness, great blocking on the left-hand side. Randy Fatt III helped get the inside leverage of the linebacker for that 1st down, and it's a 17-yard run for Bullet. Komisak going to look to the air now. Here on 1st down, left side, caught. Ron Haynes turning upfield, bouncing off Kanye Rockefeller, and he jumps forward for another 1st down inside the 30-yard line.
You can hear the crowd starting to buzz here a bit, Tyler, as Ron Cochran, finds his teammate, the big man, the jack of all trades, on the outside. I think he fell they gave him the 1st down. Not sure about that spot.
Thank you to Paternity and Chats, and Baltimore will play Minnesota next week as Fort Worth is on a bye, and we'll play Carolina. Ooh. Yeah. Marcus Dunhill's return to Fort Worth in week 4. That's gonna be a must-watch SFL action. So here we go, run up the middle. Boletsky on 1st down, gaining 6, and now this Storm offense is starting to chug along.
Yeah, and they're trying to milk the clock at the same time because they do not want to leave Sin City much time on the clock.
Now to the 22-yard line, offset I. Linebackers on the outside, maybe expecting an outside run, except they go up the middle. Komisak, he's denied rather quickly. Good stop by Brackett again. A 3-yard pickup for Komisak, and it's 3rd and short.
You would like to see Komisak lower his shoulder right there and try to pick up the 1st down, but he kept his head up and got knocked backwards. 3rd and 1. Look at the line of scrimmage.
9 defenders in the box, and Boletsky out to the outside, and he will get inside the 10-yard line out of Kanye Rockefeller's tackle. 1st and goal, Florida. This is the furthest down the field they have been all game long.
And Ron Haynes is in the SFL, stat truck, trying to wheel his team to victory. Biggest cheater right now for Florida.
Cochran in the gun here on 1st and goal. Looking to pass, looking into the end zone, and it's off the bread basket of the defender. Oh my goodness. Terrence Pearson had a gifted pick and he dropped it.
And talking to Sin City coaches, they were saying that people are going to have to step up today with the absence of their fourth corner who missed practice this week. And Terrence Pearson, so he picked up that interception. Could have called game.
Second and goal, Cochran again in the gun. Boletsky off to his left. Blitz coming. It's a delayed handoff. Boletsky gets a block. He gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Florida Storm, and they tie up the football game. Pending the extra point, they could take the lead.
All game, this offense for Florida was absent-minded. It looked like they just took the day off, missed all week of practice, came in here with a lackadaisical attitude, despite having a sub-500 record versus the only team that can claim such. But they continue to fight, Tyler, continue to keep their head up. You can see the guys on the sidelines trying to will each other to the victory, including Ron Haynes, who's been their biggest cheerleader here on the sidelines. And now they find themselves with the lead here with the extra point.
And for the first time since the championship game in season 22, Florida scored more than 10 points against the Sin City franchise. With 3:05 to go, it's 14-13, Storm on top of Samurai.
3:05 left, all 3 timeouts at Sin City's disposal. Plenty of time to get in the field goal range.
And Shea Carroll will take a knee in the own end zone. Meanwhile, more SFL action continues tomorrow, headlined by a pair of playoff teams doing battle at 1 p.m. Eastern. It's the Atlanta Swarm traveling to face the Minnesota Legend. Other games throughout the day include Lexington and Oklahoma City, Vancouver, Charleston, and Queen City, Los Angeles. It's another doubleheader, SFL Sunday, right here on SFL YouTube. Right here on VFN, it should read as Steele moves out to the outside.
This coming off the edge.
As Ron Lee tries to shake and bake, but he is tackled down by a trio of navy blue jerseys.
And that's what happens when you bring the blitz on that side. You're going to leave a gaping hole for the tailback to run through if you don't get home.
Eight men in the box. Here for the Storm defense. Rojo on the give, but he is stopped by one Mississippi. And Florida sent a little extra pressure. They put a few different backs, defensive backs in the back to stop. Now what do they do here on third down to deny a first down?
I almost anticipate a run coming. We've seen this formation a few times today. Oh, no, it's flip tight triple. First time we've seen this today.
Run, middle, Lee. He is bottled up in the backfield. No gain. 4th and 3 as we close in on the 2-minute warning.
Now, on the plus side of 2-minute warning, does Sin City go for it? Do they punt this? They're going to punt it away.
They trotted out Franz before the 2-minute warning. The whistle is blown for 2 minutes to go. An exciting conclusion here from Fort Lauderdale. Don't go anywhere.
Now with the 2-minute warning, they're going to go for it here, Tyler.
Patterson will line up under center, 2 backs behind him.
Man-to-man defense, inside leverage. Hat on the hat.
Run,
run
it. Right side, and he cannot get there. Out muscled.
Oh, Tyler.
Turnover on downs.
When the ball was snapped, Florida was in man-to-man coverage, and it was only one man between him and the first down marker. I thought that was going to be a first down for sure, but he did a great job getting help behind his teammates, rallying to the football, and despite as ugly as this game played for Florida's offense, if they can run this clock out, they can find themselves 2-0.
Adam Jones made the biggest tackle of this early season contest, and now Florida can salt this one away. Hand off Chris Komisak, a gain of 3, and here comes the timeout train from the Samurai.
And you want to talk about that defender? I didn't get the number, but he was actually on a blitz, turned around, saw the run, and made a play. That was very impressive athleticism.
Offset eye behind Cochran, and they will try and run again. Komisak rushing through defenders, picks up another couple. It brings up third down. The Clanton Classic Sin City Samurai franchise have not lost back-to-back regular season games in the same season since season 20, week 11 That's a long stretch for them. Week 7 through week 12. They're trying to stop it here. Just hold him maybe to a field goal. Comisac, first down. He gets out of a Comisac tackle with a stiff arm, but Gary Clem pushes him out of bounds. The clock will stop, but it's 1st and 10 from the red zone.
Now, unfortunately for Florida, he runs out of bounds. Had he stayed in bounds, it would have forced Sin City to call that last time out. Now they still have a glimmer of hope, Tyler.
Seen a lot of fumbles today. Still anything can happen in this football game. Run right side. Boletsky spinning forward up to the 5-yard line. A great run from the Bullet. Sin City call their final timeout.
Sin City, Tyler, I'm at a loss of words because defensively, they've done everything right today.
A first down could seal it. A touchdown could still put Sin City with some last-minute heroics with a shot. All you need is a first down if you're Florida. Run, middle, Comisac pushing the pile, stop the yard short. 3rd and 1, clock is left to run.
If I'm the head coach of Florida, I'm telling those running backs, if you pick up the first down, do not run into the end zone. Take a knee, slide, do whatever you got to do so we can run this clock. Oh, they're going to...
They're going to kneel it, which means...
I don't like this.
Right now, Sin City could have roughly, maybe a little bit more than 10 seconds.
Yeah. I don't like this call. I don't like this decision.
Cochran gonna wait as long as possible. He will take a knee as some extracurriculars up front. They're trying to get a stop, but it is 4th and 3. Florida are going to settle for a field goal to make it a 4-point game.
I don't like that decision, Tyler, at all. I remember when they made this same decision versus Seattle back in the day and lost a crucial loss in the playoffs to get knocked out.
Ethan Sneed from a chip shot for 23 yards out. He was 2 of 2. Perfect last week. And again, he will wait just as long. Snap spot, kick is up, and it's pushed left, but still up and good. 17-3, Florida Storm. 22 seconds to go here in the ball game. Sin City needed a touchdown, and they'll have a chance to do so on this kick return.
Should Sin City return this for a touchdown, they may storm the field and go straight to the head coach and hit him upside his head.
Kickoff is on its way. It is a deep one. Carroll will just have to take a knee. This is Bob Lung coming in for Shea Carroll. Here comes the Sin City offense. Scar Patterson leading his troops on the field. They know what's at stake here. They cannot afford another loss.
For the first time today, Florida's not going to blitz out of this dime look. It's going to be straight man-to-man.
They have not had back-to-back losses to begin a season since their inaugural campaign back in season 19 when they went 0 for 4 to begin a season. That first pass to Israel Adams, incomplete.
Moments like these is why Max Paul was very conservative out of the dime. He did not want to blitz, give a cover 1 look, cover 0 look, get beat, and have a foot race to the end zone. He would just stay back, but Art Vanderlei does not have that mentality. He's going to bring the blitz again here.
Corner's coming. So the middle linebacker, 5th sack of the day against Scar Patterson.
Hurry up.
Tomajello and Jones and company. 3rd and 14, they hurry back to the line. 5 seconds to go, and they spike it.
And after that sack, Art Vanderlei looked up in the booth and said, "Eddie, shut your mouth. This is why I bring the blitz. Pressure breaks pipes."
Now they have it all to do. Can they get a first down in 5 seconds and get out of bounds, or are they going to have to try and go for it all?
On a Hail Mary.
Patterson Loading short, tipped, incomplete with a second to go, but it don't matter. Genko in on coverage, and Florida will finally take home a win in the regular season against Sin City. And the first win for Florida against Sin City since the championship game just 2 seasons ago.
Genko makes the pass breakup, gets up, looks into the crowd, and says, "Thanks for coming. Good afternoon," and drive home safely because this ball game is over.
Ron Cochran to take a knee to make it official. There it is. Florida moved to 2-0 on the young season, while the Sin City Samurai, for the first time since their inaugural season, fall to 0-2. What a dramatic conclusion to this Week 2 matinee game, partner.
It's a game of inches, and in back-to-back weeks, Florida wins by 3 points. Max Paul always tells me, Eddie, the only important stat of the day is a W. He doesn't care how he gets it. He, of course, enjoys the more comfortable leads, so his heart doesn't collapse on and give out. But nonetheless, they found a way, despite the lack of offensive productivity. We saw a return to the Sin City defense of old. They came out here and played ball today. Unfortunately, their offense just did not get enough done. Florida did a great job of corralling these running backs out on the seams, out on the edges, and did not allow them any momentum. They forced Scar Patterson to beat him through the air, which he did. But unfortunately for them, it just was not enough. They're going to get back in the drawing board, make the adjustment, and come back even stronger next week.
And while the Minnesota Vikings of the NFL are the team known for one-score games, Florida now begins the season with 20-17 victory and a 17-13 win victory. And so things are getting interesting here in Fort Lauderdale. And so for the stats team, our impeccable crew of Ron Haynes, James Walters, and DJ Kilgannon, for the SFL Commissioner Cameron Irvine, I'm Tyler Falk. Thanks for coming. Good afternoon, good morning, and good night. Over to you, Eddie.
Arizona, I love y'all, man. Yo, we took a hit upside the head yesterday by Washington. 4 interceptions, 2 inside the 10. Don't fret, y'all. Don't panic, because I'm not panicking. We're going to get back at it next week. And I hate whoever the hell it is we playing, because we're going to take it out on somebody. And unfortunately, it's going to be them. Let's get up out of here.